Get the limited edition signed poster by donating $100. Your donations will support the hardworking team who made the UBC a reality. Thank you so much.
How good is your Backgammon? Prove yourself by downloading the new Backgammon Galaxy app for free. Play against players from all over the world, get a Galaxy rating, and see how you rank among the stars. See you in the Backgammon Galaxy app.
Subscribe to the Galaxy newsletter and get tournament info, product news, special discounts, community updates, free content, and much more. Book your room for the Backgammon World Championship and Monte Carlo Open. Limited rooms available and only 500 room nights, so hurry up and book now. Join the UBC 2023 Contender Tournament and the Istavder Tournament. Coming soon, Backgammon Masterclass by Super-Grandmaster Masayuki Mochizuki and Grandmaster Mark Olsen. Subscribe to the Galaxy newsletter to get information about the book launch. Visit the Galaxy shop for luxury backgammon boards and accessories, designed by players for players. New board, Primal, limited edition, only 10 boards made. Order now. Improve your backgammon skills by reading the best books on the market. Available on Amazon. Links in the description below.
What's up, Backgammon fans? We are heading into match 11 of the UBC Final 2022, Mochy versus SANDER. SANDER is up 12 points to 8, which means that Mochy has to win 2 points in this matchup. And remember the format, you get 1 point for the match win and 1 point for the PR win, whoever plays the lowest error rate. And we were happy yesterday that Mochy actually got 1 point, because that means that we do get to continue this epic battle, and now Mochy needs 2 points. What do you think about this? What do you think about is going to happen here in this match, Justin?
Well, I have no idea, to be fair. I mean, the dice will do what the dice will do, and they will play how they play. I know what I'm hoping for, and I'm hoping for a match 12. I just want more backgammon. I don't want to be cut short of any matches at all. So
yeah,
that's all I really want.
Sanders leading in the average PR as well. He's playing at a 2.65 versus Mochy's 2.9. So Sanders also pretty far ahead here. But again, as we talked about earlier, this correlation, if Mochy manages to get 2 points, he will also be catching up on the average PR, and we might get some excitement in match 12 if that is to happen. But yeah, that's basically what we're at here. Mochy needs 2 points.
I mean, you never know. There have been some outlier matches where there have been some high PRs, so it is quite possible that that could repeat today. So
yeah. Okay, are we ready, Justin?
Let's go.
Let's get to it. So this is the scoreboard and the average PR statistic: 2.65 for SANDER, 2.95 for Mochy. So this would be match 3 on day 3 for Mochy and SANDER.
Mochy is definitely in tournament mode. He's writing down match 11, his name, keeping track of the score on the side, right? I'm nervous. Are you nervous, Mark?
Well, I'm a little bit excited. You know, it's they made it this far, and now it's the championship could be settled in this match. So that is definitely very exciting. And for the first time in 3 years, we could have a new UBC champion. Okay. Yeah, Mochy knows this third roll, of course. You're gonna make the 4 point and leave a shot. It's well worth leaving that shot to make the 4 point. And now SANDER has a decision here.
Just gonna make the 3, no?
I guess you have to make the 3. And then the question is, do you go for full freedom with a second back checker, or do you find some other play?
Ah, he's making the 3, but without the run is actually interesting.
That is interesting. Then you don't strip the 8 point, and apparently it's better, the back checkers are better placed as they are than to come out to the bar point. And it seems that if you do go for the freedom, It's actually better to just bring 2 builders down from the midpoint rather than making the 3-point.
Yeah, I can see that. It's pretty strong. But to figure that out over the fly, on the fly over the board is going to be fun. He sees it. I like
Yes.
this play too.
Very good play by Sander. Yeah, because Sander is a little bit under attack on Mochi's side of the board, so he doesn't want too many blots around. That was a very beautiful, not a beautiful play, but a very strong play by Sander. And look at this.
The staying back play and just making the 3 without the run also seemed that seemed hard to find.
Yeah. But look at this one, Justin. The computer wants to play pure here and just go for the...
Yeah, that would have been
for
my
the-
first. That would have been my first instinct, though,
Oh.
because of the stacks, and you never
Yeah.
split into the stacks. And if you're leading in prime value, then you want to improve your prime, and the best way to do that is just to play 2 down.
Yeah. So Sander punishes Mochi's play a little bit here with a double hit. Mochi wants to hit back. He doesn't. Yeah, that was an inaccuracy by Mochi. He had such a beautiful play available to him.
But it was worth nothing. Look at the PRs.
Oh, it was a... Ah, okay. So it was actually not a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay, small inaccuracy. So Sander has a decision here. There are 3 different variants as I see it, maybe even 4.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a fine play. It's not the best one, but it's a fine play. A small inaccuracy from Sander.
That was tough. That was tough. Too many options.
It seems to be the theme for this game so far, that they're rolling dice numbers that leaves them with a lot of tough options to choose between.
That's all I could ask for, you know?
Yeah.
And the
so
4 has to hit. You've
let's
got
see
the
if
guy
Mochi can
outboarded.
find it. I guess he's considering coming out to the 16-point as well. Just taking away that blood from under the gun. But it is better to hit loose here. You have the better inner board, you have 10 in the zone. Attack a blood, prime and anchor is a good old rule of thumb.
Yeah, we don't want that last guy to go anywhere, so got to put him on the roof. And if he hits us back on the 2-point, which obviously we're hoping to avoid, we do have the 8-point made, so it's not like he readily gets to just leave us.
Yeah. He could also consider... Yeah, that's the second play. Okay.
We're also
Yeah.
losing in the race as well, so I mean...
This is an error from Mochi here. He chooses to go for more priming style, more positional play, rather than the impure hit on the deuce point. It was a tough one, because usually you don't want to hit on the ace and the deuce point, because you're already priming that guy well. Good play by
Mochi's,
Sander. Yeah,
he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
He should
I don't know
think
if I
about
would...
it looks a little bit early because he's trailing in the race.
yeah.
It is too early.
The
but it
race is just a bit too much.
22 pips down. Yeah, it is just a bit too much. And he doesn't have great priming value here because Sander only has 1 back checker. Maybe if Mochi wasn't on the bar, or if he had his 5-point or 7-point made. But as it stands, it was too early and Mochi made the correct decision in taking a shake. Another good play by Mochi here, coming out in front of the stripped midpoint. Ooh, Sanders, I think he's gonna hit in the outfield, and it must be a good roll. It must be a great roll, actually.
Certainly better than the other 95% of them.
I wonder is Sandra thinking about not hitting here? The problem is that Mochi's numbers are well diversified after the hit, but I mean, what else are you gonna do? All other plays just leave you in a losing position.
And you don't want to be stuck behind that structure, so you have the opportunity to hit and try to escape at the same time.
Exactly. And Mochi will dance 1 in 9 times. This is just a losing play.
Yeah, he feels it. But he doesn't want to overlook anything, so he's taking his time.
Yeah, fair enough. A lot is at stake here. Probably the
I'm-
most prestigious title in the world, this UBC championship title. So we're gonna see them give their 100%. That's for sure.
As a player, though, I find myself when I start looking at
Good play.
some of these other plays, I find myself talking myself into making them. Sometimes
That is dangerous. That's what backgammon is so sneaky, right? There's so many traps we can fall into. Mental traps. Okay, Mochi has some options here.
I would have hit on the 11 actually.
It is a little bit better to hit on the 11. And when you hit on the 11, you clean up blots in the outfield and you get to come in with a deuce, which gives you a double shot next time.
There's fewer return shots and you have more builders attacking the 5.
Good point. Yeah,
And the
Mochi's
guy on
looking
the
at it.
23 is still aiming at the other ones as well.
Yes.
It's a lot of sequences where you're going to have a good cube next go around.
It's not that you're that scared of leaving return shots after bar to 18, because most of the return shots comes from the strip midpoint of Sander, which means Sander's going to have blots all over the place.
Yeah, it's true.
Many on his return shots, but it just seems to be a better positional play to come in deep and then hit on the 11. You get that extra builder, as you mentioned, Justin, and you get that double shot on the 2 blots.
Being on the 18, you know, he also has 5-1 and 2-1 and double ones, which wouldn't be particularly useful numbers, now end up being, you know, counterattacking numbers.
Yes, there are some swing rolls here. That's true. 5-1 is a little bit duplicated though, because you would also safety the blot on the 14 point with the ace. But this is tough. There's so many combinations here. Okay, fair enough. Not a bad play by Mochi. 5-3 now. Sander has a choice here, but he can't hit. It's too much.
No, it's too expensive.
Yeah. He just has to accept that he's not going to consolidate his blot in the outfield. But at least he gets to lock up an inner board point to get a 3-point board.
Is there enough volatility after covering to just cube now?
There might be. Ooh,
Ooh,
he's taking a look.
Yeah.
But this is just... It's actually a pass after this play. I think Mochi can probably double here. I think it's a cube. I think there is a lot of volatility here, especially if you win the battle for the 5-point. And there's a lot of double hitters, like 2-6, 2-1, 2-3. Yeah, good double from Mochi.
It's not a high equity double, but the volatility is definitely there.
Correct. This is a good middle game cube. Sander has a blitz formation. Mochi has more of a prime formation, but also a little bit of blitz in it. And
he doesn't love it. You can see he doesn't love it. He's gonna take it, but he doesn't love it.
oh, that would be such a sick pass if Sander.
Oh, there's no way. It looks dangerous, but you're not even on the roof yet, and
Count the
he might only hit one. Yeah, that's always the key, right?
Count
You
the
just
pips, Sander. You're up 18 pips, and you have a 3-point board. And there's a lot of scramble. There's a lot of return shots. Are there even some complete air balls here?
boxes.
Boxes, yeah. Does
Boxes
catch up.
doesn't hit.
It catches up in the race, but doesn't hit. What about double 3? No, double 3 is good. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, so
we'll take it.
you're gonna get hit, but then you're in a scramble. You know, you can hit back from the bar. You can just roll a random 5 and anchor up on the 20 point, and you're gonna be up in the race even after a hit.
He's thinking about it longer than I like.
This is scary.
It makes me nervous.
Come on, Sander. Oh, he passes.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, that's the biggest blunder I think we've seen in the UBC final.
Wow. So, is that a PR evener if it ever gets tied up?
Oh, it could be. That was a big one. It was more than 400.
Book your room for the Backgammon World Championship and Monte Carlo Open. Limited rooms available and only 500 room nights, so hurry up and book now.
Wow. You know, I think
Yes.
that's the key there. I mean, you're not on the roof. You're up in the race, what, 18 pips?
18 pips and you're not on the roof.
You're
3-point
not
board
on the
versus
roof.
3-point board.
He might only hit the
Oh.
outside guy, and then you could even just roll a 5 and just anchor up and just be in an even race and a holding game.
That was a big blunder from SANDER Lylloff. And I mean, to be honest, in terms of excitement, this is just what this final needs.
Somebody get that man a Carlsberg.
Another
Yes.
switching play. We've seen it before in this
Yeah.
UBC final. Now we see it again.
That one was very strong. You know,
Yes.
he had the 2-point made, and you know, you're not in a priming position when you have the 2-point made. So the switch from 2 to 1, having the 2 or having the 1 point, you know,
That's right.
it's all the same to me.
So this one is very similar to the early double 5 blitz, but it's actually slightly weaker here. You win less gammons here because the 5-point is a better priming point, but it's a worse blitzing point. And SANDER also got to move an extra checker down from the midpoint, which means that the pip count here, Mochi's only up 6 pips, and he has a 1-0 match score lead. I think it's a borderline no double for money even.
You
And,
also have a little less diversity with your attackers from the double 5 splits as well, because you just
Good
have
point.
2 checkers on the 8 instead of having a checker on the 8 and the 6.
Excellent point. So this was a little early for Mochi, but he's still way ahead in the PR point so far because of that big blunder from SANDER.
It's going to take a lot of those in order for...
Which means that if Mochi can find a win in this match, we will get to match 12.
That is really, really hopeful for my dream of just watching more backgammon from these guys. What's this number? Double 4s?
Ooh, double
Oh,
4s.
that's good. Very
That's
strong number.
very good. Unfortunately, he can't run for freedom or to freedom, but he can still develop his front position, making a nice landing zone for the remaining checkers. And he does find the best play. Good play, Mochi. Filling out that gap on the 4-point is very important.
Yeah, as an observer, I want him to struggle to get these home. But if I was Mochi, I'd be like, okay, double 5s followed by double 5s, and then more double 5s, please. You just want the most boring, easiest games possible.
That's a great play. Look at this. He makes the early blood leaving play. Great play by Mochi. He realizes that SANDER has an immediate weakness in his home board, so he can go for full flexibility and gets to clear the midpoint in the same process. Really nice play by Mochi. Oh, he can make the 7-point here. Nice. Okay, SANDER has to slide over to the 9-point. He doesn't want to break the midpoint. That ensures the most important point of contact. So he just slides over to the 9-point. That's awkward. 2-1. He has to break something here, Mochi.
He just has to break the 7. It's the only way, right?
Yeah.
Mochi's hoping for a small number now, or big doubles. Oh, there they are.
Double 4s. What a crucial roll. Is Mochi thinking about squeezing here?
No.
So trying to go for the gammon?
No, I think he's thinking about if he wants to try to pre-clear that or not. Yeah, exactly. But I wouldn't.
No, then they have too far to go, the rear checkers. I mean, the idea is that Mochi wants to clear the points in the direct range of SANDER's anchor, but it would just leave the 2 back checkers stranded. This is a good play.
He knows being 6 away from the anchor is really annoying to clear, and he's thinking about ways to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But it's just too awkward to bring the other guys home.
Now he's gonna do it. Now we're gonna see him clear the 9-point rather than the 10-point.
Exactly.
Oh yes.
That was a great roll.
That was a great roll. Much, much easier to clear a point 7 pips away from the anchor. Ooh.
Oh, what a number.
He doesn't even leave any fly shots.
He's just checking the race, make sure he's up by 1,000,000. He is.
This is looking good for Mochi. That blunder from SANDER. If Mochi manages to win a single here, which it sure looks like it, he's going to be up 3-0 to 7 and way ahead in the PR point.
So Mochy, it appears in between matches, has the opportunity to look at the file before the start of the next match. Do you know if Sander takes advantage of that as well?
It seems to me that they both have the option to do so, but Sander doesn't.
Yeah.
Only Mochy goes and reviews the matches.
I remember after the last match, Sander goes, "Do you want to start the other one right away?" And Mochy goes, "No." And I go, "That's perfect." You know, some people might be pressured to be like, "Okay, Sander, let's just play the other one right away." Mochy, no.
Yeah.
No. What a number.
Oh yes.
There's a couple gammons here. They don't not exist, you know?
Yeah, 4.7%. That
Okay.
just went to 0.
That went to 0. They were there, and now they're gone.
Double fours. Yeah.
Okay. There's a
just
few.
speed
Okay,
up.
no, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a gin position more or less.
It is now. I was looking at the 2-1, 2-1 variation,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes.
Okay. Sander makes the joke. Are you sure? Are you sure you win this one, or do you want a few more rolling decisions, Mochy? I love it. I absolutely love the needle. It's a small one, but it's there. I see it. Oh, that got me good.
Subscribe to the Galaxy newsletter and get tournament info, product news, special discounts, community updates, free content, and much more. Coming soon, Backgammon Masterclass by Super-Grandmaster Masayuki Mochizuki and Grandmaster Mark Olsen. Subscribe to the Galaxy newsletter to get information about the book launch.
How good is your backgammon? Prove yourself by downloading the new Backgammon Galaxy app for free. Play against players from all over the world, get a Galaxy rating, and see how you rank among the stars. See you in the Backgammon Galaxy app.
Like and subscribe. All
Always
of
like.
the things.
Yeah, always like and subscribe.
Ooh, this is exciting. Mochy can take this, I think. It seems likely we might get a... I don't want to jinx it. I can't say it out loud. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I mean, we've been in this spot before in the earlier matches where it just looks like Mochy's taking it, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere.
Yeah. Mochy has to avoid making blunders and see if the equity that he's gained so far, being up 3-0, is enough.
You see what I did?
Ooh, yeah, you started the jinx. Small inaccuracy there. No, sorry, it was the right play. Good play.
I like
Good
this
play.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, not the best of loose hits, but nevertheless, the only play that you have. Sander wants to hit it, if possible. It is possible.
Oh, this is not a good shake.
No. I think, given the stack on Sander's midpoint, it's probably just better for Mochy to just stay back with the back checkers.
Yeah, he
Play
doesn't have a
13 to
lot
8.
of material in the zone to attack, and so by staying back, he just has more opportunities to make the advanced anchor he's hoping for.
Yeah. This is too early, Sander. You need to unstack the midpoint and you need to do something with your back checkers. Oh, double hit. Okay. He doesn't have much ammunition for the blitz attack, but if Mochy comes in bad here, this might be, this is probably a double. Oh yeah.
What did I do? I'm sorry, Mochy.
But isn't this still in the category of early cubes? And Mark's rule says early cubes are always takes.
There's only 7 in the zone, and he's got 3 guys back.
Exactly. So this
Oh
would
no,
be-
there's no way he's gonna give him the favor by passing, right?
I mean,
No.
he should follow. But Mark's rule says, oh yeah, good take.
Okay,
Mochy.
good.
Mark's rule says early cubes are always takes unless you have 2 men on the bar. And here Mochy actually does have 2 men on the bar. But it's still a very early cube with just 7 in the zone and 5 checkers on the midpoint, 3 men back. It should be impossible to pass.
That's like the prime versus prime rule. You know, some people only know half of it. They go, all primes versus primes are takes, unless you lose too many gammons.
Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, Mochy rolling really bad. Sander gaining the initiative here. Sander wants to make the bar point if possible. And it is possible. Strong roll by Sander. Now he has that prime formation. Another good roll by Mochy here. He
3
needed
down,
it
yeah?
after all those dancing numbers. Yeah, 3 down is a nice and robust play. So robustness is the concept of combining structure with flexibility.
Ooh, this could be interesting. You could just play all the way around with the guy on the 22.
It seems like the wrong idea to make the 18 point here, because the anchors on the 20 and 18 point, they don't work well together. It's too many checkers to have on basically the same anchor.
You cover both zones. You cover all the way behind your anchor, and you're covering more of the outfield to give yourself more control over every quadrant of the board.
Yeah, that is a nice play for all those reasons. Running to the 12 point here. It's nice to keep that goalkeeper all the way down on Sander's 24 point, because it makes sure that Mochy can't dump his avalanche of checkers behind the anchor without leaving shots. So it's definitely better to play 22-12 than to play 24-14. It's not terrible to make the 18 point here. At least it's secured. It's secure. It's safe. But it's not the right idea. The right idea is just to come around to the corner. Okay,
Oh,
that
I didn't
one.
even see that one.
That's not the right idea, because you're not hitting at the edge of your prime. This is more of a blitzing hit, and that's not the game plan Sander's playing.
There's not enough material. You have 4 guys back.
Yeah.
The priming plan was the way to go.
So far, Sander's struggling in this match. It's not that he made many errors, but he made one tremendously big error. Yeah, good play, Sander. Good play. He does get primed a little bit here, but at least he's making all of Mochy's spare checkers much less useful. Oh, no. There we see it. Oh my god. That's why that play was so good from Sander, making the 21 point.
Oh man, that's rough.
That is rough.
Oh my goodness.
In priming games, you should always look for these swing numbers. Give your opponent a chance to just crack completely.
Oh man.
Okay.
Oh, now this is a fight back number if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I mean, he's still in a terrible position with all those checkers on the deuce point, but that was one of his best rolls, if not the best roll.
His next ace will slot the ace, maybe though, or creep
Yeah.
up. But
Yeah, I think actually slotting with an ace is better than creeping up. It's really important to get those checkers utilized, because right now they're basically dead.
I've seen those sorts of positions before, and they really like to activate dead checkers.
Yes. Sander can make a priming point here, the 10 point. It's part of his prime. That little dilemma here for Mochy, but I think he needs to focus on the back checkers.
But
nope, I was wrong.
Wow, that's so tough.
Yeah.
Because after you point, you really need a 5 or a 6 next roll.
Maybe it's because you actually do have that flexibility where it's not just a single number that has daylight, it's actually 2 numbers, 5s and 6s, so you can just about afford to make the 3 point here, but this is a difficult one.
I think I would have made a mistake here for sure. I would have been thinking how I was going to run instead of choosing the pointing play. But you make a good point. You have 2 numbers to escape instead of just 1, so
I think that's the key. Good play, Mochy.
Oh, now you slot and come up.
Sander doesn't really mind. He would probably prefer to hit, but it doesn't matter too much. He's
Wow.
Mochy can get creative here, like 6 to 4, 2 to 1, or 8 to 6, 2 to 1, and have 2 slots in your inner board, trying to get some timing for the back game. But it's not a good back game. Even if he does get hit, it's very difficult.
I mean, the problem is you're up 31 pips. There's just no way you're going to get in a good back game, is there?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're slotting, hoping to get hit, maybe hoping to get hit twice, but it's a very optimistic idea. But Mochy's just getting crushed here. He's trapped behind a broken 5 prime, and he's about to crunch completely his front position. So Sander's just trying to figure out, how can I cover the outfield in the best possible way? That's certainly a fine play. And he's aiming builders for the 9 point as well.
I like that we're getting some complex games here. These are some tough plays.
Yeah. Not a good one for Mochy here. He needed to come out with one of the back checkers, but he can't do so. He gets ready to clear his 6 point so he can kill his 5s and 4s on his side of the board. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, wow.
Sander makes the outside 6 prime, but it's certainly good enough to get Mochy to crunch here. Mochy is in a terrible spot here, but at least he's not losing that many gammons, because of the anchor that Mochy has is an advanced anchor. It's on the 21 point.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of these plays where he just has a more advanced anchor, so the gammons are a lot less. And also, since he's up in the race, it's going to be interesting to see when he starts trying to bear in against the 21 point anchor here, how he's going to choose to do it. Would you think about clearing points out of order to try to trap some of the guys?
I wouldn't do it here, because you already had him crunch.
Not at this point, but
not at this point.
Later on, yeah.
But what we see here is well, I think what we see here is that it is actually okay for Sander to bring his spare checkers behind Mochy's anchor, because he gets to move pips before he breaks the 6 prime. So it's kind of like a racing principle. So here, for instance, he's gonna play 6 to 2 with the 4, and that's okay. It's not a problem. You're not. Oh, this is a little bit creative. There's no need to do it, because you already have 4 men back trapped, so you're not fishing for more checkers here. Yeah, that's the play. And it's fine. It's not like you're losing flexibility, because you're not scared of losing flexibility. Your opponent crunched, so you're just trying to contain him as long as possible. And you do that by moving as many pips as you can before you break your 6 prime.
This is interesting. I would just, going to the 1 seems like a really strong play.
So what's the idea with going to the 1? Is it that you block the 6s, which is a better gammon saving role for Mochy?
In these sorts of plays, that's what I was asking earlier. Like, I mean, obviously it's a lot of pips, but do you want to try clearing them out of order? You know, by holding 6 away until you start catching up in the race, but he is pretty even.
Okay, I thought you meant like clearing to kind of leave shots or open up for an opponent to run.
No.
The ace point play also, it might be slightly more racing efficient, because you already have a checker on the deuce and 3 point.
And you keep your 5 in a row as well, which would likely make it harder for him to escape any checkers on the next roll.
If we were to clear the 10 and 9 point, we could do that, but then you just give him a chance to escape with a 5 and a 6, which will save him more gammons. That's a fantastic play by Sander. Really, really tough play to find with all those combinations. And look at this, Mochy can't move, so Sander gets to keep him there for another roll.
Is a great number.
And it's surprisingly close to play 7 to 6. really
when the
understand.
opponent has the crunch board like that, you know, you play for more gammons by trapping him, and you know, you hitting him and him just trying to catch him coming around.
Yeah, but you're not really squeezing him off an anchor, so I guess it's just that you're getting one blood out there that you can then put on the bar and then bring
Exactly.
your checkers home while he's on the bar.
Exactly.
But usually the trap plays are more clear when the enemy has just 2 checkers on the anchor, so he has to break the anchor.
When he's down to the 2-point board, yeah, like you said, just coming in and catching the guy that just escaped.
Yes, that
Or
will,
even when you just stick around and then maybe 2 guys come off and they're forced to come off, and then he is eventually having to come off the anchor. It can work out. Wow, this is a bad number.
I think Sander did a decent try to win the gammon here in this position, but it just wasn't possible with Mochy rolling the high numbers that he did.
Yeah, coming off the anchor would be bad.
Yeah, that would give Sander a small chance.
What is this number? 5-4. Okay.
It plays.
What was the roll?
4-5.
4-5,
5-4.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When I looked, it was 4-4.
Okay. It's better for me.
4-1. Okay, he gets to keep the anchor. That's good. 6-4 would be not great, to say the least. Okay, so there's some numbers here.
Yeah, and if Mochy can get a hit here, he could scramble it.
What is it? 5-1. Okay.
5-1, so I mean, this is not over yet. If Mochy hits, he might even be a favorite after he hits. Or at least it's a
Certainly.
close game.
Certainly.
So a
would be
big swing here for Mochy if he can hit this
least
guy.
even. Oh my
he
goodness.
does hit. It looked like a gin position for Sander, but it never was. And now Mochy has 45.5% to win.
I did not think he was going to get a shot when he was just holding the 4-point.
No. This is good play, Mochy. He's trying to get the optimal outfield control here. If you play 16 to 11, you're kind of putting your 2 checkers too far apart, so they don't have double coverage on any numbers.
And this could get you hit.
It could actually get you hit.
This could get you hit. The
but-
other way, you're not getting hit.
Getting hit is not the end of the world here. I think it's much more about getting to have good outfield coverage when Sander enters. So let's say Sander enters with a random 5-3 or something like this. Then you're just going to get a single shot. Here you're going to get more shots.
This would be better because you can also get coverage over numbers like 4-3, where he has to come out to the
Yes.
18-point, and then he will be 6 away. With
You'll
the
be
right
6
contact.
away, and you have more contact with the other secondary checker as well. So yeah, this is good play, Mochy.
6-4. Now
Yeah.
you get a double shot.
Now he gets rewarded for his play. I don't think it's a double yet.
Yeah, I
You're
beaver.
not-
Can I beaver?
Especially given the match score.
Did he miss?
Ooh, he missed it. But
Oh
this
my
is a
goodness.
race. Mochy's going to count the race. He's going to realize that he's actually up in the race. But obviously there's a ton of wastage here. So it seems to be...
Sander could roll double ones. He could roll double ones.
Sander's actually going to be a 70% favorite after this move because of all the wastage from Mochy. So Mochy is thinking about 13 to 6, which keeps some contact. But how good is that contact really? It's not that valuable.
It hurts your race because the guy could just roll a 6.
Yeah.
You have more coverage over the smaller numbers, like 1-2, double
Okay.
ones, 1-3. But this is
Mochy doesn't find the best roll move here.
and he rolls one of the numbers I spoke about.
It was a sizable mistake from Mochy, but it was such a tactical position that it's very difficult for a human to figure those out over the board. And apparently playing 10 to 9 is better than 6 to 5 here. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's just something about dice combinations, dice probabilities.
Probably for double ones, you get to at least take a guy off. And
3-1, 3-2.
yep.
There's not a big difference from having a checker on the 5 or the 6 point. Yeah, so I guess it is a little bit better to get one pip closer to home.
I'd like to know what Mochy was going through, but if he said it out loud, I wouldn't understand it. He's probably doing it in Japanese, not English, right?
I think he's just looking at all the dice.
He really
Dice
looks
numbers
at
here.
every combination, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Oh, double fives. What a shot.
Now Sander's a big favorite. Big favorite here.
Yeah. Reroll until you get double sixes.
6-5.
6-5.
Also not bad.
I'll take it.
30% winning chances here for Mochy. But he needs at least one double to catch up. 5-6.
It looked like it.
Yeah.
But now any double works because everything
Any double
is just
works.
smashed.
Yes, any double works, and that's what he needs. I think he's going to be a favorite if he rolls a double. Double deuces, wow, Mochy's
Oh my
back in the
goodness.
driving seat.
1, 2, 3. He's got 4 rolls left. Mochy 2, 1.
Yeah.
Sander has 1, 2, 3, 4 rolls as well. So this would be for the match if he recubed him here.
Yes, and because of the match score, this isn't a recube.
No.
But for money, this would be a strong recube. And a 4 versus 4 roll. And Sander's even slightly worse off. He's not a pure 4 roll versus 4 roll.
What's his match winning chances if he passes? That's his take point at the score,
That's
right?
16%. Yeah.
So he needs to be within 16. So
yes, and look at
for
this
a
one.
pass,
He were
this
just in the
is-
doubling window here. You usually want to get between around 1 or 2% from the take point. That's where the doubling point sits in these race positions at match play. So, wow, that's a quick find by Mochy.
He knows exactly what this is worth. He knows
Yeah.
what his match winning chance. He knows what his game winning chances are with 3 rolls left versus 3 rolls, and the
Yes.
other 3 roll is not as good as his 3.
Exactly. So he knows he has at least 21% because that's the winning chances in a classic 3 roll versus 3 roll. And here Sander's much worse off because his doubles doesn't play as well as Mochy's does. So actually Sander's all the way down to 17.5%. And Mochy knows that Sander's take point is 16%. So he basically just knows this position. It didn't take him many seconds to do the computations here.
He has a lecture on YouTube about what these are worth.
I don't even know what 5-0 is. 15% or 20%.
Aye, Sander. Good take. It's 16%. But he just shows that, or reveals that he doesn't really know the match equity. I've quizzed him in this, and he does know more or less, and he's gonna give good estimates.
He's got a good feel, so
Yeah.
he might not know exactly, but makes
But
the correct
this
decision.
could be the 2-point win for Mochy. He just needs to roll this one home. If
Oh,
Sander
man,
doesn't
I'm
roll a
nervous.
double, Mochy's
got
gonna win
s-
2 points.
He's got 6 numbers. Oh.
Yes, 2 points for Mochy.
We get a 12th match.
Mochy goes the distance. He gets Sander into match 12, and he's catching up in the average PR here.
Oh, so that's way over.
I thought
I could have played a
PRs
terrible
yet.
match here, actually.
Sander
Just
says he
played a
played a
terrible
terrible match, and he's right. But it
He said he-
wasn't. But it was just for
Now
that
there's a
one
chance.
decision.
It's like,
He made a huge blunder, Sander.
Oh man. Oh,
Oh, look at the PRs, how close it is! Oi!
Getting closer.
This is so exciting. If Mochy can get the 2-point win in match 12, he's gonna defend his title. That was some exciting stuff, huh, Justin? Mochy making the comeback.
I can't believe it. I mean, the PR is now super, super close, just 0.1 difference between them, which means he really is in range if he can win the next match and the next PR to really just win this again
Yeah.
from a place where he started with. I mean, after day 1, I didn't even think we would get past match 6.
Yeah, he was down 7-1. I think Nick Blazer calculated that he had like 9% chance of winning the whole thing or something like that. It was like, he was way down. And he just keeps fighting. Mochy played a really strong match here, but it was more, I think the headline here was more Sander's blunder. The
It was a gift.
420, whatever it was, passing that cube. even though Sander was up in the race and wasn't on the bar and had a 3-point board. Oh, this is just what Mochi needed.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, shadows are scary. You can see what might happen and think that it will happen, and it tricks you into making a blunder like that. I mean, we've all done it.
Yeah.
And so there's a match 12.
Yeah. And Sander doesn't make many of those kinds of blunders here. So yeah, really exciting stuff. All you guys watching, you got to stay tuned for tomorrow, because the whole thing is going to be decided tomorrow in match 12. And if Mochi can actually pull this off, it doesn't get more exciting than this. So remember to put this little notification thing on the upcoming video, so you get a notification to watch it live. That's much more fun. And I want to thank our sponsors, of course, Backgammon Galaxy, FM Gammon. Shout out to the new Backgammon Galaxy app. We're having a lot of new downloads here during these days, so that's awesome. Shout out to the Masterclass book. And
when is the date on that again, Mark?
we're getting the physical copies to proofread now, and it's already been proofread, but now we're getting a physical copy within some of the next day. So I think in January at some point, maybe mid to late January, it should be out.
Okay. Well,
and what about you, Justin? You have some shout outs as well?
Just, follow my YouTube channel for Backgammon as well. If anyone wants lessons, please feel free to contact me. You know the spiel. That's
Good.
Just how it goes.
Yes.
And Michihito Kageyama is coming up next, so please stick around for his analysis. Are you ready to roll the dice, Mark?
I'm always ready to roll the dice.
We've got more dice to roll in match 12.
Yeah, so you got to stay tuned for tomorrow, guys. So we'll see you all tomorrow. And thanks you all for a very exciting match here. We got what we hoped for.
Are you ready to roll the dice? Now we have the UBC Grandmaster analysis by Michihito Kageyama. I picked up one position from today's match. The score is 3-0 for white, and white is holding 2 cube. Black rolled 6-4. How do you play this dice? So over the board, SANDER Lylloff chose 13-3. Attack on the 3-point. Unfortunately, this is an error by 70 because the value of the 3-point is not high. If black would attack on the 4-point, it would be fine. So what is the objective for black in this position? Black already made the 4 prime and contained the opponent 3 back checkers. So what black wants to do is extend his prime. Unfortunately, black has 4 back checkers. That means black lacks materials to construct a prime. That's why black wants to supply his checkers to the front area. But how? Because I want to keep 24-point checker to control the opponent inner field. 22-12 is the best choice here. Now, black has immediate good numbers 4-3 and 3-2 to make these points. This is an important concept. Even though we are behind in the race, we want to supply materials to the front area. So in this case, 2 checkers on the opponent 5-point, we don't want to touch them. That means we can supply 13 checkers to front area to extend the prime. I call this concept fight. With 13 checkers, let's make it short, F13. This is a very useful concept over the board. Do you like it? Did you get it? Okay. See you tomorrow, guys. Are you ready to roll the dice? Now, I want to introduce you our third book, Back Checker Strategy, written by Roland Herrera and Michihito Kageyama. It describes everything about back checker. We categorize back checker formation into 5 groups. We should apply different concepts in each stage. We also put 2 unique ideas, F13 and glued back checker. I believe this book will boost your backgammon knowledge. My philosophy is the more you understand backgammon, the more you'll enjoy backgammon. Be happy with backgammon.